You'd be forgiven if you'd never spotted it before. Nestled between houses in Holdgate, York Cold War bunker stands. It was designed in 1961 to monitor nuclear explosions and fallout in Yorkshire in the event of the Cold War escalating into a nuclear war.
Essentially, it was part of a larger network of about 1,563 smaller monitoring posts scattered throughout the country, and all of these posts fed information into the group headquarters. You can see them on the maps down there. And essentially the idea is, if Britain was ever attacked by nuclear weapons, these posts, manned by the Royal Observer Corps, would monitor the irradiated dust or fallout kicked up by the detonations. And the idea is you track and predict the direction of the fallout, and then you can pass that information to the government and military branches, who are essentially going to try and move people out of the way of it to try and save lives.
And it continued to be in use until the 90s, being occupied by the Royal Observer Corps, a foundation of volunteers, all based 4 minutes away from the bunker. And in the event of an incident, rooms like this one would be abuzz.
You'd have people on the the boards just behind me there, constantly working, talking, ringing up the smaller monitoring posts, getting their feedback from there, the fallout information, people running around the bottom there, plotting information. So I guess kind of like a controlled chaos. That said, the volunteers were incredibly well trained, so it's kind of like a human computer really. Everyone knows their task, everyone knows how to do everything in the bunker. So it's very streamlined but quite loud and chaotic.
But there are also some amusing tales from the bunker's volunteers.
One of my favourite stories I've heard of was when a cow fell asleep on one of the entrance hatches to one of the smaller monitoring posts, and they had to ring up the headquarters to get someone to move the cow off the entrance hatch there to save them. But yes, essentially the volunteers, they were humans. They had their own stories, they had their own reasons for joining and their own reasons to do this work. And when you get to chat to them, you really get that human side, and you realise that these volunteers were giving up everything, literally everything, their families, their livelihoods, everything to do this if it did come to a nuclear war.
Whilst it was a cutting-edge facility decades ago, how would the bunker stand in a modern-day attack?
I'm afraid not. I mean, just for our bunker, the seal's gone, so it can't keep fallout anymore. Along with that, the size of the bombs have escalated quite a lot since the 60s. It's still better off than standing outside, but not by a lot. The RAF, however, to my understanding, has taken over this role now. How they do it now, I couldn't say. It's a bit more shush.
With the facility now running as a tourist attraction and people visiting to take a peek into the past, the nuclear bunker seems to be gaining quite the reaction. Aaron Renfrey, That's TV.